Hi guys, Brandon with Mowing to Millions here, and today I want to talk about how to be a more effective admin person in your business. Now this video is for you if your current admin work feels soul crushing and never ending, or you just feel like your current admin work could be way more efficient and you just don't know how to improve it. Now why do I feel qualified to speak on this subject? I run an $800,000 a year lawn care business, and I am the only office person in the entire company. It is currently Thursday, 10:30 a.m., and I have already finished all my admin work for the day. The only thing I have to do today for the rest of the day is make this video and answer customer calls when they come in. And a little secret, because of the things I'm about to show you, we get maybe 10 calls a day because we've made the communication with the customer so effective that really the only people calling are people who have like technical questions or new customers calling in. Now, there are three things that I cannot live without as an effective office person. First off, my calendar. There are two kinds of things that you are going to put in your calendar. The first one is personal tasks. The second is professional tasks. If you are currently growing your business, you're probably wearing all the hats in your business. That means you have a million different tasks to do throughout the day. On top of trying to maintain a healthy personal life where you work out, eat healthy, see your friends, have a girlfriend, wife, kids, whatever. It can be extremely hard to balance all these things. And that's where the calendar comes into play. What I recommend doing, because I have success with this in my own life, is you want to block off the different personal and professional things that you do in your life. For example, I work a lot and my girlfriend works an opposite schedule from me, so we don't get to see each other much. So one of the things in my calendar is I have blocked off set days and times every single week where I'm allowed to do nothing but spend time with my girlfriend. I also have my set times where I can go to the gym and do my laundry. All the random tedious tasks that you need to do throughout the week that are really easy to push off will get pushed off if you do not schedule and block them off. And for professional tasks, you want to make sure you're scheduling any meeting you have with people or times when you need to do something because there's a deadline. Otherwise, just like the personal tasks, they will get pushed off because of other things that you need to do. So anything that must be done by a set time or by a deadline has to be put in the calendar or it will not get done. Second thing I can't live without, my checklists. I have two kinds of checklists. One, daily checklists. Two, weekly checklists. Admin work should be boring and repetitive. That's a sign of a great system. Every day I print out my daily checklist and I go down the list one by one, checking things off as I do them. These are things as check all the voicemail, check the text messages, check the emails, check the Facebook for messages, send out all the invoices. All those little tasks that you need to do, you need to put on a checklist so that you don't forget to do them. If you've never made a checklist before and you don't know where to start, here's what I recommend. Grab a pen and a piece of paper and write down all the things that you know you have to do every day as an admin person. And then, crazy concept, do them. Check them off one by one as you do them and get them all done. And then you're gonna do the same thing tomorrow. Same list, do the tasks, check them off as you do them. And what you'll find is as you do it, you're going to remember and realize different things that you either want to add or remove from the checklist. So the first week or two of doing this, your checklist is gonna change a lot. You're gonna be adding things, removing things that might look completely different in 2 weeks. But what you'll notice is once you start doing this process of reviewing and changing that checklist, eventually it's not going to change much because you're going to have a pretty good system and schedule for how you should be doing the tasks throughout the day. Next would be weekly checklists. So this is for all your random once a week, twice a week things that you might have to do. Submitting payroll, uploading receipts on QuickBooks, any of those little things that do not need to be done every day, could just once a week, put it on a weekly checklist. And then same as the daily, just make sure you get it done every week. Third thing, and the real secret to time saving as an admin person and being more efficient, software and systems. This can be a wide range of things, but one of the most important things that I think no business can survive long-term without in the 21st century is a CRM. Customer Relationship Manager. This is required to operate a service-based business in this day and age. A CRM is able to do all the tasks that 30 years ago you would have had to hire an entire person just to do in a fraction of the time for a fraction of the cost. You need a CRM in your company. It can handle scheduling, estimating, billing, dispatching, running reports, automations. They can handle so many things. Other softwares you might use are an ATS, or an applicant tracking software. This is a software that allows you to post to hundreds of job boards for free, the same template. It does it all for you and saves you immense amounts of time. Our ATS that we use actually texts and emails and remind applicants of their phone screens and their interviews, and it even books them for the phone screens and interviews. So I don't have to handle any of that. The software does it all for me. I just have to show up on the call or in the in-person interview. A big one that no one really talks about is Google Drive. In our office, we're big believers in a paperless office. There's really no paper in this entire office. We got one filing cabinet. Almost everything we do is online, and if we do have documents, we just upload them to the drive and then throw out the paper after. No need to save it. Just use a Google Drive. It's like 10 bucks a month and you get 3 terabytes of storage. Another software would be QuickBooks. It's for your bookkeeping. Gotta have QuickBooks. I'm sure your accountant's already told you that. It's an amazing software, handles all your records, highly recommend. Now you might be saying to yourself, don't these take a lot of time and energy to learn them and implement them in your business? Yes, they do. So you should not be trying to implement these things in the middle of the spring rush or in the middle of the busy season when you need to get the work done. You should be doing these in the middle of the winter when you have this 2 to 3 month span of nothing going on. Nothing is growing. No one is calling in the winter. Instead of taking 2 to 3 months off, you need to get in front of a computer and start reading articles, watching videos, learning softwares, and implementing them into your company. The winter is when you start implementing these things, because there is a learning curve, and the higher up you go in the software world, trying to learn things like Zapier and more complex CRMs, you're gonna need a month, 2 months just to learn it. So make sure you take your winter seriously and learn and implement these things over the winter. Now, we went real high level, how to plan and strategically do your admin work. Now I want to talk about the real micro level stuff, the day-to-day individual tasks, how to handle them and do them effectively. I consider everything that comes across my desk as a task. That could be a phone call from a customer, an email that's sent to me, a text message, a request from my general manager. Anything that requires action be taken on is considered a task. And there are only 3 things you can do with a task. Number 1, handle it. This means do it right now. You're not gonna wait. You're gonna just do it right now and take care of that task. Number 2 is schedule. You go down to option 2 if you can't handle it right now because you just don't have time or you're doing something else. So you schedule when you're gonna handle that task. That could either be put it in your calendar or on your checklist, just write in a new box that says, handle this task. That way, instead of just telling yourself, oh, gotta remember to do that, you actually won't forget because it's written down, it's on your checklist, it's in your calendar, and you're gonna actually handle it. Number 3, delegate. There are 2 reasons you would delegate something. First off is you don't have time to handle it right now, or you don't have time in the future to schedule it and it needs to get done. So you would pass it off, delegate it to someone else to do. The second reason you would delegate it is it's either not your responsibility or you're not qualified for doing that. So you would delegate it to whoever is responsible or qualified to handle that task. I'll run you through an example of a customer calling in and how I would be using this framework to make my decisions. Let's say the customer called in and they just want a mowing estimate. Great, I'm the office person. We don't need to send someone out to get an estimate for mowing. I can just measure it up online and send them the estimate. So I would handle that. I would do it. I would enter their info, measure up the property, and then just send them the estimate. And now it's been handled. Now let's say that customer calls in and they say they need their lawn mowed, their bushes trimmed, mulch spread, couple different things. I can't estimate those over the phone. That means I can't handle it right now, so I'm gonna need to have to schedule it. So I'd schedule to do a property walk alone where I'll put it for tomorrow. I'm gonna stop by the property, take a look, and after I view it, I'll send them an estimate because it can't be handled right now It must be scheduled. Lastly, delegation. Let's say that same customer, we did the work for them and they call back and they say, hey, Brandon, I'm not happy with the work. Your team didn't do a good job. They missed this. I need someone to come back out here ASAP and handle this. I'm the office person, so it's not my job or my responsibility to handle meeting with unhappy customers. So I would have to delegate this to the general manager. Now, I might be able to schedule it for him, book a time and day with the customer for the general manager to meet with him, but I do have to delegate the task to him because I'm not going to be the one that goes out there to actually do it. This is now his task that he has to see to completion. So I've delegated or given that task away to someone else in the company. And I highly recommend whenever you are doing any task in your business, just go down this framework. Can I handle it right now? No, I can't. Okay, when can I schedule to do this? Do I not have time to do it or I'm not qualified? Okay, I need to delegate it into who do I delegate? But you need to pick one of these three. If you do not pick one of these three, the task will never get done because you are gonna forget as soon as the next task comes along. So make sure you pick one of these three every single time a task comes across your desk. That's it, guys. Hope this was helpful. Comment any questions you have. Don't forget to subscribe and make sure you join the group Mowing to Millions on Facebook. See you next time.